Well guys, this is the last time you're gonna see this trailer. We ended up selling it, and it's kind of a sad thing for us because it's been in the family for over 23 years, but it's time. It was time for this trailer to go. It started to show its age, so we found a buyer that wanted it, and they're just going to use it for storage. So once this trailer leaves today, it's never going to see the road again. It's been real. Take care. And just like that, it's gone. A little sad, not gonna lie. The trailer's been in my family 23 years now, but hey, you know what, we're off to bigger and better things. As we said in the last video, nothing's permanent, so everything's always changing for the better. Well, where have we been? It's been a long time since we made a video, guys. I know a lot of you have been asking, are you guys alive? Is everything okay? Yes, everything's okay. We're running at pretty much full capacity this season, and you know, we've been so busy that we really haven't had a whole lot of time to film. And I promise you, we will have more videos coming your way, okay? But what we got going on right now, Pink Panther is in some serious trouble. So Pink Panther is not a happy camper right now. As you can see, we got a bunch of oil on the floor. That's never a good sign. What's going on here is the oil cooler gasket is leaking. Very common problem in these things. Bad design in my opinion, if you want my opinion. But we're gonna fix that today. We've also got a head gasket problem on cylinder number 1. It's blowing, I don't know if you can see it, there's a little bit of oil caked up in here where the head meets the case. It's blowing compression right out the side of the head when you go to start it up. That's not good. The starter is chattering. It's definitely on its way out, so that needs to be replaced. And pretty much everything is wrong with this engine at the moment. I've just been using it because I haven't had time to fix it, but you know what? It's gonna leave me stranded on the job, especially with this starter. So I said, you know what? Just gotta bite the bullet and go ahead and fix this thing. I'm gonna end up doing the head gaskets on both sides with OEM gaskets. I used aftermarket gaskets, and I'll be honest with you, I'm not really too impressed with them. And while we got the heads off, we're gonna relap the valves, and we're gonna put new valve stem seals in it as well. So enough talking from me. Let me get this engine out. I'll pull the engine out, and then I'll be back with you, and we'll pull it apart and see what's going on. All right, so it's about 15 minutes later. I got the engine out. I want to show you what's going on here. Basically, look at all this oil, right? What happens is there's a round gasket that goes behind here where the oil cooler meets up with the block, and it let go, and it's been leaking. It's been dripping down, made one hell of a mess. Yep, it's been leaking for a while, and I've just been adding oil into it because, you know, just haven't had time to fix it. As you can see here, you can see where there's some oil buildup, okay, and some dirt buildup. You got a little bit of a head gasket leak there. This head, I don't really see anything yet, but we're gonna replace both gaskets anyway, so why not, you know. We're gonna put a new starter in it. It's very simple to do. Over here in the breather gasket here, you can see where it's been leaking as well. So we're gonna put a new gasket in there, and also I'm gonna put a new carburetor on this thing. I've been having some carburetor issues. I picked up a cheap carburetor off Amazon. We'll see how that works out. But this one here, no bueno. So we got a lot to do to this thing, all right? It seems like a lot, but it's actually kind of not. Everything on this engine's pretty simple. So let's take this old starter out, get rid of that. We'll put the new one in, and we'll go from there. So to take the starter out, it's literally these two bolts. One here, one there. Pop them out, put the new one in. This is my Amazon special starter. It's like 65 bucks, I think, shipped to my house. Can't go wrong there. We'll see how that works out, but hey, as long as it starts the motor up, that's all that matters. All right, new starter's in. Just these two bolts right here, guys. Pretty simple. In case you guys were wondering what the part number on this thing is, let's see if the camera can focus. Can you guys read that? Hopefully you guys can. If you can't read it, it's 509824, S as in Steve, H as in Harley, D as in Davidson. And like I said, guys, it's right off Amazon. I think this thing was like 65 bucks shipped to my house. Fit good. Hopefully it works good for a while. It's a whole lot better than spending almost $300 on an OEM one. So now that that's done, we're gonna pull the cylinder head off. We'll start with this one. Don't worry about that bolt missing. That goes to a ground wire that I have on the walker. So I know a lot of you guys are gonna say, "Oh, where's your bolt?" It's there. I have it, but it holds a ground wire on. But anyways, so let's take the valve cover off, and then we'll pull the head off and see what we got going on. All right, so off camera, I ended up taking the engine cover off, just so I could have access to the intake manifold bolt, so I could take this cylinder head off. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to take the rockers out along with the push rods, and then I'll loosen up these 4 bolts here, and we'll pull the head off and see what's going on under there. All right, so as you guys can see, there's the blown head gasket right there. That's where it blew. And compression was shooting out the side of the block, just like I said earlier. And here's the gasket. Look at that right there. It's totally wiped out. So as you guys can tell, that's been blown for a while, and I was just running it because I had to. But hey, it is what it is. Let's get it fixed. So what I'm going to do is clean this mating surface up, get all the remnants of the old gasket off, get it nice and clean, and we're going to take the head apart. We're going to put new valve seals in it, clean up the valves, relap the valves, put a new gasket on it, let's get it, and then get it all back together. All right, so I got the head all cleaned up, looking nice. I relapped the valves. As you guys can see here, I got a nice edge on them now, nice and clean. Should be good there. Got my new valve stem seal, which I'm about to put in right now. And that's easy, guys. What you do is take a pair of pliers, pluck it out, put a little bit of assembly lube. You guys have been getting on me for not using assembly lube in prior videos. Yes, I do have it. Put a little bit of assembly lube on there, and then you put the valve back in. So that's pretty simple. So I'm going to wrap this head up now, and then we'll do the other side. Probably do that one off camera just to not have the video be so long. And then we'll move on to the breather gasket. All right, guys, I got the head back together, ready to go on. Got this nice and clean. Cleaned it up with some brake cleaner just to get everything nice and spotless. Ready to put this gasket kit on the head. Here's the part number 2484104-S, and that's for my 26 horsepower engine. Comes with a head gasket, new head bolts, intake and exhaust gaskets as well. So when you put the gasket on, Kohler wants the numbers facing up. It goes on just like that. Numbers facing up. Also, there's a T marked on the top of the gasket. That means top. Alright, got the head ready to go on. Got my new intake manifold gasket stuck on there. Kohler was nice enough to make it so it sticks right on with some adhesive. It's got like an adhesive backing on there, so that's nice and easy. So all I have to do now is just drop it in. Just like that. And tighten it up. Kohler was nice enough to give us some new nuts and washers, so of course I used them. And also they were nice enough to give us some installation instructions on the head gasket. Apparently they want the torque set at 200 inch-pounds all the way around. So torque these in at 200 inch-pounds and then finish it off at 315 inch-pounds. Okay, so here's a diagram right here. And they want you to do it in a cross pattern. So tighten this one up, then tighten this one up, tighten this one up, and then tighten this one up. That ensures the head is nice and flat on the block and it's not twisted or anything like that. So I'm gonna go ahead and torque this in and then I'll be back with you. All right, got this all torqued in, back together. Everything should be good. We'll test it in a minute. But just a quick tip for you guys. If you don't have an inch-pound torque wrench, the 370 inch-pounds that Kohler wants to finish this off comes out to just over 30 foot-pounds of torque, okay, on a foot-pound torque wrench. Most people have a foot-pound torque wrench and not an inch-pound torque wrench. So just remember that. So it's just over 30 foot-pounds if you don't have a inch-pound torque wrench. All right, I got this back together. Valve cover's back on. I rotated the engine over just to ensure that we had smooth operation, and we do. I'm gonna go ahead and repeat the same steps on this side here. I'm gonna put a new head gasket on this side as well. New intake manifold gasket. Relap the valves, put a new valve seal in there, and then we'll move on once I'm done with that. All right, got the head wrapped up. This one's ready to go. Took the breather off and cleaned up where the old gasket was. Removed the old gasket. Have a new sponge here. The old sponge was not bad, but you know, I have a new one. Why not replace it, right? You stick this in there just like that. Gonna put the new gasket on and then we'll move on. Okay, breather gasket's done. New carburetor's installed. All the linkages are hooked back up. Now we're moving on to the oil cooler gasket. As you can see, I took the oil filter off. And this is a pretty simple gasket to do, guys. All you do is you take this Allen wrench here, you stick it in here, you loosen this up, and then this whole oil cooler will come off, the whole thing. And behind there is a paper gasket, which we will replace, and hopefully no more leaking oil. All right, got my new gasket installed here on the oil cooler. And I put a little bit of Permatex, a little bit of a bead of Permatex around the exterior of the new gasket, just for some extra assurance, because these things love to leak, and they all do it. They all leak on this gasket right here. So, you know, I'm hoping that this little thin bead of Permatex will help solve that issue in the future. But you know, if you just use the gasket, it lasts for a little while, and then I've found that they just start leaking again. Bad design in my opinion, but hey, it is what it is. New filters on, everything's good there. And guys, I noticed on a new starter, it didn't have the little prong where you clip in the trigger wire for the starter. This generic brand here, I guess, is made for many different applications. So all I did was snip off the prong that was on the wire harness, wrap it around the terminal here, and then tighten up the nut. It'll work fine. But just so you guys know, in case you guys are wondering, it does not come with the attachment, the little prong to plug that into. All right, got the engine back in the machine. Everything's back together. I got my little RPM gauge here. to make sure that the RPMs are at full RPMs. We should be reading 3750 at full throttle. But let's first see if it'll fire up and make sure we don't have any weird noises. That's a good sign. See what we get for a reading. I'm happy with that. I desperately need a shower. All right, so it's the next morning, and me and my son Brandon, say hi, buddy.
Hi! Hi, YouTube fans!
We've been working on something that, you know, I've been wanting to do for a while. I just haven't had the time to do it. Let me show you what we did. We put a fuel gauge on the instrument panel of the Walker. So no more running out of fuel and taking the Walker Shane back to the truck. We've done that way too many times. No more lifting the hopper to figure out how much gas is in it. Pretty simple, guys. It was the best $35 I've ever spent on Amazon. I bought a fuel sending unit. It was a 12-volt fuel sending unit, and it came with the gauge. And it was 35 bucks, right, buddy?
Yeah, it's $100 bucks.
$35.
No, it's $100 bucks.
No, it's 35 bucks.
So hi, YouTube fans.
So, we should never run out of gas again. We'll always know how much gas we got. We don't have to lift the hopper or take the cap off and peek inside.
Yeah, we don't have to put the hopper up.
I'll leave the link in the description. Basically, all I did, guys, was I removed the original voltmeter that was in the instrument panel, which is, in my opinion, pretty much useless. We don't care how many volts it's got, at least I don't. I would have loved to have seen a gas gauge there. And, you know, if anybody from Walker watches this video, I hope that they take note that maybe they should put a fuel gauge there instead of a voltmeter. Right, buddy?
Yep, I.
Or better yet, maybe both.
Yeah.
So, I just wanted to let you guys in on that mod I did. You know, we'll see how it works out, but I don't anticipate any problems. Like I said, I will leave the link in the description below. So if you guys want to purchase one, you can. All I had to do was pick up a 1.5" hole saw bit to drill the hole in the tank. And all I did was I got some 1/4 by 3/4 inch self-drilling screws and drilled some holes in here and put those in. This is in there nice and firmly.
And hi, guys.
It comes with instructions on how to wire it. Nothing fancy, very self-explanatory. All right, guys, so before I wrap this video up, I want to show you the new trailer that we got. And here it is. It's a CarMate 8x24 enclosed trailer. Got this one used. I had to go to New Jersey to get it. My local CarMate dealer did not have a 24-foot trailer in stock, and you know, trying to find what you're looking for nowadays is very tough. I went with the 10,000 pound axles, so we should never have an issue with those. And this trailer is an absolute beast. In my opinion, CarMates are very good trailers. They're built very well, very rugged, and you know, this thing should treat us very well. Let me give you a quick little snippet here of the inside. All right, guys, so here's the inside. It's a little dirty right now because, you know, we've been going crazy, working like maniacs from sun up to sundown. I epoxied the floor to protect the wood, to ensure that it wouldn't rot out. or get soft. I use that Rust-Oleum rock solid stuff, really nice. And you know, all this dirt, you can literally just mop it off, and you know, it'd be nice and clean again. What I did was I installed an E-track, and pretty much the whole length of the trailer, all the way around. And I put all my gas can holders and leaf blowers on an E-track setup so I can move it around. You know, as you grow in business, things change, you get more equipment, yada, yada, yada. I made it so it's adaptable, okay? Also painted the whole interior a gray color to make it look nice. As you come over here, you see this little sign that we had made for us. It's pretty cool. I like it. It says Brent's Lawn Care with a couple Walker mowers on it. PWI Incorporated sent us this pink walker here, and it was very nice of them. They're a walker dealer out of New York, pretty big dealer. And you know, I was like, let's hang it in here. It'd be nice spot for it. But we got the hand tool racks here, both sides, the spare tire holder. You know, everything we pretty much need. Fire extinguishers. We're good to go. I want to show you guys this tie down system I made for the lawnmowers. What I did was I took some motorcycle wheel chocks and I welded the E-track tabs on them, and I made them sort of adjustable, so if I ever want to put a different mower up front or whatever, I can easily do so just by moving these around. So these two wheel chocks, they cleat the front of the mower in. And what I do is I parked a Walker mower behind here, okay? And what I do is I remove the anti-scalp wheels off the back of the right stander, and the two casters of the Walker mower pretty much fit in those slots there. So then the front of the Walker mower is cleated in. Now for the back of the Walker mower, I've just been running a wheel chock on each side, and then that secures the whole load. So when I go over a bump, I don't have to worry about any of the mowers moving or skating over and crashing into the wall like what was happening on my old trailer. That problem is solved. So this is working out really well. Went with the Shurikens, big upgrade this year. Really love them. We're gonna be getting a couple more racks to hold those in, because I did buy a few more jugs of that. I made a weed whacker string holder here. It's holding up okay. I mean, it kind of bent over time. This used to be straight up and down, but I got a huge roll of weed whacker string here, and I bent my my little mount I made, so I'll have to redo that. And yeah, that's pretty much it. We are going to be putting a lot more things in here. Just like I said, really haven't had a whole lot of time to do a whole lot of things, so you know, just been working like crazy, which is always a good thing. We've had plenty of rain this year, so we're off to a much better start this year than we were last year. But we are going to have videos for you guys coming your way. What I might end up doing is compiling a bunch of footage from the week into one video and giving you guys that. So at least you get a video out of us. It'll probably be a long video rather than a bunch of short ones, because I just don't have the time to come home every single day and edit videos, you know. But as always, guys, we appreciate you watching, taking a time out of your day. If you like our videos, please like, share, and subscribe to our channel. We'll see you on the next one.